In this tutorial, we will talk about computer hardware. We'll talk about the basic hardware components and especially the memory of the computer. Even though this is a problem solving and a software development course, you still need to know the basic hardware components. Every computer has a CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit. This is the brain of the computer. This is the area where all the instructions are executed when you run software. When you run software, the instructions are loaded into a place called RAM, or Random Access Memory. To permanently store software onto your computer, you put it onto something called a secondary storage device. This can include your hard drive, maybe a flash drive. To give information to the computer and to display information from the computer, we use I/O devices, which stands for input-output devices. An example of an input device would be something that gives information to a program that is running, for example, a keyboard or a mouse. Output devices include things like your monitor, printers, speakers. All computers talk to each other over a network. Sometimes computers are directly connected and sometimes they can be far away. Information is passed back and forth to all of these devices through a bus. Memory is where actively running programs reside. So when you click on a program to start on your computer, the instructions are loaded into memory. The access is very fast in this area. It's referred to as Random Access Memory, or RAM. Information stored on a computer is in a format called binary. Binary is just a sequence of zeros and ones that the computer interprets to mean something. So for example, this group of 8 bits, or a byte, means something to a computer. Everything that's stored on your computer is stored as zeros and ones. For example, these 2 bytes may represent the letter B. This byte may represent the arithmetic operator add. And this bit may represent the Boolean value true. Boolean values are either true or false. True being 1, false being 0. Imagine going to the post office where all the post boxes are. Each of those boxes would represent 8 bits or a byte, and each of those boxes would have its own address. Imagine that memory works the same way. Every 8 bits in memory has its own address. Memory addresses are represented in a numbering system called hexadecimal. So integers in Java are represented with 32 bits. So it takes 32 bits in memory to represent one integer. When you're writing Java programs, instead of referring to each piece of memory as a number, we can give each piece of memory a name. So if I wanted to store an integer in memory, instead of saying, oh, I want to store this integer at 010A, I can say, go create a variable called num of students, and instead of referring to that memory location as 010A, I can refer to that memory location as num of students. So those are the computer hardware basics that you need to know for this course. You need to remember that information is a sequence of 0 and 1s called binary, and data is stored in a computer's memory or on an external storage device.